Hey, MLS listing subscribers, welcome back to another vendor spotlight. I'm your host, as always, Dave Scalora, and we got a great show today. We're going to be featuring the Cloud Suite products from Lone Wolf, and who better to show that is my host or my guest today, Greg Robertson, the General Manager of MLS for Lone Wolf. Greg, how you doing today?
Hey, David, how are you? Thanks for inviting me here.
Thanks so much for coming on. You got a lot of great content. For our agents that aren't too familiar with your products, the Cloud Suite, we've got Cloud MLX, we got Cloud Streams, and we've got Cloud CMA, right? I was on your site just kind of perusing kind of before here and messing around in the morning, and there was really two words that I saw that kind of stuck out, and I think it nailed it, and that was powerful but simple.
Yeah.
And I think it really describes it well. Really powerful, but I was amazed by how simple everything was to use. So I'll let you go ahead and take it away. I guess we'll dive into Cloud MLX and go through kind of the features of what these could do for our agents here whenever you're ready.
Absolutely. Thank you again, guys, for inviting me here. I've actually watched a few of these videos before, so I'm familiar with it. And when you guys called up, I was super excited about being here. But as you said, my name is Greg Robertson. I'm the general manager of MLS over at Lone Wolf. I was also the co-founder of W&R Studios. We were the makers of Cloud CMA and the rest of the Cloud Agent Suite. And our company got acquired by Lone Wolf back in December of 2020, right? So I'm super excited. I love talking about the Cloud Agent Suite and Cloud CMA. And I'll get started here with just sharing my screen and going over a little slide what I want to show you is like some of the things that are in here, but also I want to talk about the why of how we design it. Because, as you said, David, I mean, there is a lot of thought we give to making software, right? And why we do it, right? But right. As I said, I'm with Lone Wolf. We got acquired back in December of 2020. It's been about 14 months since then. So very excited to be about part of Lone Wolf. They've bought 5 companies last year, if you include ours in 2020. So
wow,
it's been kind of crazy, right? Yeah. But here I'm here to talk about the Cloud Agent Suite. And so I like to frame it in a certain way. Like if I like to think of as an MLS system as like a 3-legged stool, right? So, and the real things, the legs of that of a good MLS system are reports, right? The output that you can use, you can print them out, or you can kind of view them on the screen. There's the auto prospecting system that would be listing alerts and such. And then of course there's search, how you search for MLS data on the MLS, right? So to me, those are the kind of core, 3 legs of that stool. You might argue there's a 4th with like listing input, but that's more, I mean, it's not a lot of innovation going into putting in listing information into an MLS, right? But
sure. So
reports, search, and auto prospecting. So if you look at the Cloud Agent Suite, really you're talking about, for reports, we've got Cloud CMA. For auto prospecting or listing alerts, we have Cloud Streams. And then for search, we have MLX. I'm going to be talking about those today. One of the best things that you guys do, and very smart, and you guys are lucky as far as being a member of MLS Listings, is that already David and the MLS Listings already provide Cloud Streams and Cloud MLX as a member benefit. So you guys get those right through the MLS, and you can go onto your matrix system and you can, start using those today. So after you see this, you're going to be able to kind of go poke around and do that. And then I know that a lot of agents in your area maybe have through their brokerage already are provided Cloud CMA. So you'll be able to kind of use these things as we go through it. But let's go into it. Let's first of all talk about Cloud CMA. Cloud CMA is a wonderful thing. It's our flagship product. We launched it in 2010, and it's just been getting better and better. And, it's the same thing that we've talked about. We just wanted to make something super simple. When I think about Cloud CMA, really it's it's a presentation app, right? It's a way of presenting data to your clients, and you can present those as a printed report, like we have here on the I guess it's your left side of the screen. It could be, on a laptop. It could be on a tablet. It could be on your phone, really, right? So all different ways of presenting this data. And why Cloud CMA? Why do you want to use Cloud CMA? Well, they're more professional than standard MLS reports. I think, agents that just, will go to a listing presentation with the standard reports off their MLS system, just that 1-pager or those 3-pagers. David, that's the bare minimum effort. I mean, they're not bad, but it's just like, that's what everybody else does. It's funny when we used to do trade shows, right? We just print out a bunch of Cloud CMA reports and we'd put them all on the table, and agents would walk up and they'd take them out and look at them and goes, "Oh, my MLS does this," and I go, "Oh, so you want to be like everybody else? That's your goal." And that would kind of stop them in their tracks, right? Because nobody wants to do that, right?
Right. No, you're right. And in our market right now is so, I mean, low inventory.
Yeah.
Everyone knows, and it's very competitive. You really need something to differentiate yourself.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And Cloud CMA is such a modern, sleek, look right away. I think that kind of does that for it.
Yeah, and they're easy to personalize and brand, right? So you can make them look like your own. Add your photo, add your logo, add your own content, maybe testimonials or vendors onto it. We blend content from top websites and other real estate apps, so that helps out a lot. And there's also a built-in lead integration, lead generation in there. So that's another plus to Cloud CMA. You just don't have to use it as a CMA tool, but also as a way of generating leads. And I'll kind of go into that.
Awesome.
And as I said, we've launched in 2010. We have over 700 subscribers around the country. Over 21 million Cloud CMA reports have been published. And we're generating about close to 300,000 Cloud CMAs each month, or our clients are generating, agents are generating. And that's pretty huge. I mean, I remember when we sold the first one, right? So to look at these numbers, 21 million and 700,000 subscribers, really for me is a big deal.
That's a lot of CMAs.
Yeah, it's a lot of CMAs for sure, right? And this is just the front end, the front page of the homepage of Cloud CMA. You can see the recent reports, and here, I can edit these reports. It'll tell me who the client is. And one thing I like to stress is that even though it's called Cloud CMA, it's really 4 different report sets. You have CMAs, buyer tours, property reports, and flyers, right? So it's all, it's not only reports for sellers, but for buyers also, right? So super simple. And, again, what we're doing is we're taking kind of standard, and of course I picked the ugliest reports I could find, a standard MLS reports out there, and we want to just kind of make them beautiful, right? We want to make, we're really big into the design of everything here to do that, right? So we are focused on, not only the page layout, but the content of each page, where the content is located, what are we surfacing to the top, and also the page order, right? A good mentor of mine used to say there's 3 things you want to accomplish at a listing presentation. Number 1 is you want to establish yourself as a professional. And I think nothing establishes yourself more than just showing up with these kind of reports. It shows that you did your homework.
Right.
The second thing you want to do is establish a fair suggested list price. Nowadays that's kind of hard to do, right? Because you never know. Somebody was telling me a joke. They should change the list price in the field of when you're doing the listing input to like opening bid. Right. So
yeah, it's just today's world, and our market, it's crazy.
It's super crazy. And then the third thing you want to do in a listing presentation is get the listing. Right. So nothing, 1 and 2 don't matter unless you walk out there with, you're about ready to send your sign or whatever out there to get the listing signed. Right. So 1, 2, and 3, those are what you want to do. And Cloud CMA really does everything for you on that. But not only are they good in business presentations, but lead generation also. Every copy of Cloud CMA, every subscriber Cloud CMA gets a "What's My Homework" landing page. And these are pages they can share on Facebook, on Twitter, on their social media, on their email signature line that will allow them to, generate leads. So they can post this on there. And when people see this page and they put their client address and their subject property address, their home address, I guess, they'll be generated an automatic CMA without the agent have to doing anything. And then the agent will get an email saying, "Hey, somebody's interested in what their home is worth." And you can follow up with a more detailed CMA because, everything's different. And these emails will come right there. One of the things I like to do when I'm doing training classes on this is that I'll ask at the beginning, "Hey, if you got Cloud CMA, I want you to go post this link on Facebook." And I guarantee you by the end of the class, somebody's raised their hand and say, "Hey, I got a lead," right? So really super powerful. And this is something that every Cloud CMA subscriber gets. One other thing is that I know in your area in the state of California, that zip forms is a big, a lot of agents are big users of zip forms. And Cloud CMA has an integration with Zip Forms. So you can go from making a CMA right into Zip Forms and start making a listing agreement, right? So there's that integration that happens pretty easily. You click on this little icon that's on the every listing card, and then you'll ask to link your account, and boom, you're ready to go. So nice integration there with some of the other tools that you're providing your membership. So we love that.
That's fantastic. Yeah, simple and lead generation is always.
Well, you want to leverage. You're spending money, or you have other things you've already learned how to use. Why can't they all work together? And that's one of the things we're doing. Back in 2019, everybody really raved about how our printed reports looked, but we noticed more and more people wanted to do things digitally, interactively on their screens, right? So we set out to make something called Cloud CMA Live, which is like, we wanted to make an interactive experience for doing listing presentations as good as our PDFs, right? And that's where that came from. Now, this was 2019. We started building this in August of 2019. We launched it in May of 2020. And the crazy thing about this was what happened in May of 2020. That was 2 months after the pandemic hit, right? So having a way of doing virtual listing presentations was totally needed at the time, right? And it's almost like we built the product for that, but we really had no idea that was going to happen. Of course, nobody had that idea, right? But it really helped out. But with Cloud CMA, it was a free enhancement. So if you have Cloud CMA now, you get it for free. It's the same creation process for Cloud CMA. So like you said, it's powerful, but it just works. You didn't have to learn anything new. It's a brand new interactive presentation format. It's got built-in Zoom and Skype integration and other things, I think Google Meet and some other products. So you can do these virtual listing presentations, and it works on any device. So it can be an iPad, it can be your phone, it can be whatever, but this allows the agent to interact very easily with their clients on a notebook, on a tablet, virtually online, or they can even beam it to an Apple TV, and show it on a big screen on the living room, right? So it's super simple. People just love it. And again, you can have it, these are some of the screens of what it looks like, where these tiles come up and you can click on the tiles and you can adjust what's in the reports. And it has this side-by-side comparison that you can swipe and tap and do whatever you want there. Just beautiful pages. You can even, bring up a map view. It's got these kind of regression analysis things for, average price per square foot. Just a beautiful way of presenting. And again, I know a lot of you agents out there have Cloud CMA brought to you by your brokers, or you bought it individually, and, get in there, start using it. You're going to love it. And again, it's not just for sellers. You've got buyer tours, you've got flyers, you got property reports, and you can generate leads by using Cloud CMA as a lead generation with those What's My Homework landing pages. So I encourage you guys, go in there and get started on that. And at the end of this broadcast, I'll tell you where to kind of go to get there if you're interested in that. So that's our first leg of our stool, right? That's reports, right? That's Cloud CMA. The second thing I want to talk to about is listing alerts or auto prospecting. And this is something that's provided free by MLS Listings for you, the member, right? So we call it Cloud Streams, right? So why Cloud Streams? Well, again, if you see, we're having the same themes we had before. With Cloud Streams, these listing alerts look more professional than the ones you might get off of your MLS. Or they look better. They look as good as or better than the ones that are provided by the Zillows and the Realtors and the Redfins of the world, right? But they're faster than the real estate portals. So you're going to see these things show up faster than a Redfin alert. So your clients, I know Realtors hate when their clients show them a Redfin listing alert, right? There's also easy client collaboration with these. And here's something really cool is that nobody does, is the ability to text listing alerts. So your client can be set up so instead of getting an email, that when a new listing hits the market that's, that matches the criteria, they get a text, right? And that's a great thing because, I don't check my email all the time on my phone, but when I get a ding, I look at that right away, right? So getting a text listing alerts, we think that's really powerful.
Right. Everybody's on their phones.
Oh, totally. Right.
I mean,
We're like, ding. We're like, it's Pavlov's dog. We just pick up our phone and look at it.
Come running. Yeah. Fast is huge as well.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to be the first to get it. So are you guys the only one who does text? I don't know many places.
No. I mean, I think
text.
Some MLS vendors are starting to add that as an option, but this is built into CloudStream. So
awesome.
Really in this kind of hot market, you don't want their listing, you don't want their dream home to be stuck in their inbox. Set them up with text. And that's another way they can differentiate yourself. Oh, you got listing alerts on Redfin. I'm going to text you. So you're going to know right away. So there really are the fastest way of letting your clients know, especially in a hot market like this.
Yeah. When things are selling, Greg, things are selling on average like 10 days, I think our days on market is. Stupid. I mean, you really don't have time to waste, right? Yeah. You got to get on these properties quick, and the buyers know it as well. Yeah. So.
And another thing is, one of the things we looked at a lot, and this goes back to Cloud CMA a little bit, is that there's this kind of stat out there, this kind of thing where 94% of consumers cited design, not content, as the biggest factor in building trust online. Zillow is a great example, right? I mean, a lot of times, a lot of agents complain that, oh, those listings are not been updated or whatever, but it looked great, but the design was perfect, right? So people just trust it when it always looks great, right? So, that's one thing you got to kind of factor in. So we kind of looked at in a different way here, where what I went and did is I captured what all the listing alerts from all the portals look like. And you can see Redfin on the top left, and then Zillow, and then Trulia, and then homes.com and realtor.com. I did this a little bit time ago, but you can kind of see what that looks like, right? And then I looked at the one that came from your MLS system. And I was like, it doesn't match, the photo's small. It's really small text. It's hard to read. Right now, there's some good things. It's the best data you can have, right? But the design of it isn't so much, right? The other thing is, it's at least it's not branded to Zillow or Redfin, right? So, but it's just not on par with what's out there, right? When I compare a Zillow listing alert to a listing alert off your MLS, what looks better to you, right? That one with the big photo on the left, right? That just, and again, what did we say? Design is what helps build trust online. I would look to the left, and I would probably trust that a little bit more because it looks better, right? So one of the things we want to do with CloudStreams, really the biggest thing is like, let's make something that has the best of both worlds. It's got MLS data and it looks good. And it's, three things, and it's branded to the agent, right? Because the one on the left is not branded to the agent. It's branded to Zillow. The one on the right, it's not really branded at all, right? So here's what your MLS looks like, right? The listing alert off of that. And here's what a CloudStreams listing alert looks like. Now look at that. Big, beautiful photo up front, right? You can like this without going anywhere. You can view details. And then at the bottom, it's all branded to the agent. Right?
That's nice branding.
Nice branding, right? It is, at least it's some branding, right? And there was never any branding there before, right? So this is fantastic. This is a great way of agents to, again, differentiate yourself. Every agent is probably using the Matrix listing alert in the client portal. Hey, why not step it up? Why not offer something special with CloudStreams? And again, it's provided by MLS Listings at no extra charge. And your clients can instead of just receiving email alerts, they can get text alerts, right? And that's super strong. And these things are faster. They're faster than the normal the listing alerts coming out of portals. Like in some cases, like it was 18 minutes faster than Redfin. In this case, we were 12 hours faster than homes.com, 14 hours faster than realtor.com. Your mileage may vary. This was done a while ago, but I keep track of this stuff, and it's really, I'm very amazed all the time of how fast these are compared to the portal listings, right? So your clients will be the first to know anytime it hits the MLS. And again, like I said, your MLS learned to text, right? So your clients will always be the first to know when that listing hits the market.
That's
so
beautiful.
super excited again about CloudStream. So you got Cloud CMA, which is going to make you look different from just the standard MLS stuff. And the second leg of this stool is CloudStreams with auto prospecting, right? So that's great. And then let's talk about the third leg to me, which is search, right? So Cloud MLX, right? in the industry, we call this kind of front end of choice, right? And here's how I would describe this is we wanted to come up with a new way to search your MLS. You have Matrix, you have Paragon, you have all these different solutions out there, but what could we do to really change the way people search the MLS, right? But we didn't want to replace your MLS system, right? Your MLS system has the job they have to do is really, really strong. I liken it to like, I use a Macintosh, and my email application I use is called Apple Mail, and it's really bare bones. It's, I can read an email, I can send an email, I can write an email, but not a lot. But it works with the rest of my stuff on my computer. But it's tied to my Gmail account. Now, when I want to find that that email from 2 years ago from Sandy, and it had this word in it, I get out of Apple Mail and I go to Gmail because that's got all the tools to do that. This is the way I look at MLX. I'm going to use MLX kind of every day, whatever. But if I really have to do some advanced search that my client wants a well in the back of their horse property, I'm gonna go to Matrix, right? So this is not a replacement, but more of a supplement to that, right? So with Cloud MLX, why, right? We wanted to give agents and brokers a choice. It's nice to have a choice in when you're going to search your MLS. We wanted to really simplify MLS search, and I'm going to kind of highlight this as well. And then, of course, why not integrate it with the other tools you're using in Cloud Agent Suite, like Cloud CMA and Cloud Streams, right? And it allow you to work from everywhere, right? So when I looked at one of the top MLS system search screen, holy mackerel! And this, I think, is the is the, what do they call it, the short search or the easy search? But
the quick search.
Quick search, that's right. Yeah, sorry, quick search. I think I counted like 88, check boxes and drop down menus. I mean, it's
very
crazy.
Industrial kind of.
Right. It's like, it's like you're at the DMV or something. This is like what the DMV person would use, right?
Right.
But there was a gal that I talked to. Her name is Faith Geronimo. That's her actual last name, and she's out of Hawaii. And they were building they're upgrading their own MLS system. They did a study looking at the MLS data, and they found this. It's a crazy stat. 95% of MLS searches, or 95% of searches done on MLS system use the same 12 fields. Think about that, right? Think about how many fields we have here, but yet 95% of searches are done with only 12 of them.
That's amazing.
And you can probably know those things, right? It's bedrooms, baths, square footage.
Right. Lot size, whatever.
Yeah. That kind of stuff. Right. So it's like, that just got us thinking. It's like, well, why are we building an MLS system that's not designed for those 12 fields, but designed for the 900 fields? Right. So, and then we thought to ourselves, hasn't search already been figured out? I mean, one of the biggest companies on the planet is all about what? Search. Right. So then we thought, what if you could search the MLS like Google? Right. Think about it. Google's got the entire planet you can search on. And how many fields does it have?
One.
Right. Not 900, not 12. Right. So what if we took that kind of lesson of what Google does and apply it to an MLS system, right? So that's what we did with Cloud MLX, right? So this is what Cloud MLX looks like. It's an MLS system with one search field, right? So it's just fantastic. You just have one search bar, right? No really training required. You already know how to use Google,
right?
Right. And boom, you're set to go, right? So I encourage everybody. I mean, again, and I think I'm correct. Cloud MLX is provided free from the MLS, isn't it, David?
Yeah, no, that is correct. And you're right. It's when we train a lot, we always tell them, hey, our MLS is very literal. It's not like Google, and you guys have kind of solved that here. It's beautiful.
Yeah. So I mean, this is free. So I encourage everybody, once this is done, go log into Matrix. Sign up for your Cloud MLX account, sign up for your Cloud Streams account, but try MLX. And, you might just be using this normally every day. No, I'm not saying it's going to replace Matrix. I didn't say that. Like I said, there's going to be some searches like, oh God, this is too complicated. I'm gonna have to go to Matrix to do that. But maybe 95% of the time, Cloud MLX will be good for you, right? So encourage that. Now it's also responsive, meaning it works on any type. It can work on an iPad. It can work on your iPhone, right? So pretty great that way. So you don't have to download anything, but it'll work on, you can have basically your entire MLS in your pocket with Cloud MLX as well. And you kind of do the whole thumb search there for sure. So those are really as I like to say, the three legs to the stool. I encourage everybody to kind of check those out.
Yeah, we should have. I know for our users, right from our homepage.
Yeah. Okay.
You
Yeah.
can get right on in.
MLSlistings.com.
Right when you got in, right on the left-hand side, for our agents, there's a Cloud MLX, and once you go into Cloud MLX, they're going to see up in the top left. Which we're going to probably already can see right now we're overlaying, but you're going to see it gives you the option. Okay, here's Cloud MLX, right? Here's Cloud CMA option. Here's Cloud Streams. So real easy to get into, and like you mentioned, free on that search. And I tell you, I think I could see just sitting in front of a client and just having them be at ease, being able to kind of mess around, right? Because they're used to Google, right?
Yeah.
As opposed to what some of the offers like.
It's just it's a great time saver and everything else. And I encourage people to go to cloudagentsuite.com. They can try Cloud CMA there, or they can go into Matrix. They can do that. I also recently I was getting a copy of this. If your members are interested, I wrote a book during the pandemic. It's called The Art of the CMA.
All right.
Right. And what this does is it's got a lot of great tips and tricks of how to use CMAs in your business to grow it. Right. And if you go to theartofthecma.com, pretty simple, you can order that book, and I'll autograph it for you, and free shipping for anybody that signs up there. But between cloudagentsuite.com and theartofthecma.com, I think you guys are covered, and super excited again to be able to be here with you guys, and thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Greg. Fantastic. I mean, a lot of content. If for our agents or subscribers, if you got a nice page here, we'll overlay right over for learning little videos that kind of show you how to go in there and get into the nuts and bolts. And they're really simple.
If you go to learn here on our site, there's a ton of videos, and I know you have a ton of videos on your site about how to use Cloud CMA.
Right. I was watching a few, and I loved it because it was just like a couple minutes, and it was very simple. Like, powerful and simple. You guys nailed it. And so for all, go on in there, you guys play around. We're also, I believe, going to go ahead and try to link up some classes on our training calendar from Lone Wolf. So, definitely take a class. And I think it's definitely underutilized products here. I think a lot of agents, they have the name recognition, but a lot of times they get stuck into that. I'm comfortable with this one product, and now I'm gonna have to relearn. The learning curve is really small on these because they. I can't stress how.
I always say to people that the comparison I make is like, you probably didn't take a training class to learn Facebook. If you know how to use Facebook and these kind of modern web applications, Cloud CMA, Cloud Streams, and Cloud MLX will be a breeze for you. So
piece of cake.
Just try it. Just try it.
Awesome. Greg, I think we're going to add to that 290,000 CMAs here after this video gets released.
Great.
And, please, if anything in the future, you guys make any, whatever improvements or add anything or whatever it is, please come let us know. We'd love to have you back on the show.
Yeah. Lone Wolf has got a lot of products, right? We have, obviously zip forms, which we call transaction zip form edition. We have broker metrics is Terradatum. We also bought into it. Home Spotter, which is a great mobile app that I know a lot of agents use. We got a ton of stuff out there. So I'd be more than happy to come back for sure.
Fantastic. And I'm going to be waiting for my signed autograph Art of the CMA book. So Greg, thanks again so much. Great to have you on. Great stuff. And for everybody, tune in next to the next Vendor Spotlight coming out in a few weeks. Thanks again, Greg.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Make sure to check out our pro support page for additional videos on a full range of topics. And don't forget to click that subscribe button on our MLS Listings YouTube page.